Well, hello, all you Star Vista Live cruisers out there, and specifically you Ultimate Disco cruisers. I'm your virtual cruise host, Jason, and welcome back to another edition of All Access Pass from Home. This is our fun chance, our great opportunity to chat with some of the legends of the music game, some of your favorite artists from back in the day, from today, all along, some of the folks you listened to growing up, and some of the folks you still listen to. And I'm sure you're listening to a lot of this group right now because this is feel-good music. I'm sitting with the Spinners. How we doing, gentlemen?
Fine. How you doing?
What's up, Jason? How you doing, man?
Good, good,
Everything
good.
cool? I can see everybody.
Oh, there we go. Well, welcome. I appreciate you guys taking the time to do this. I mean, I know you have time, but still, I appreciate you taking the time to.
Okay, it's a pleasure.
Nothing but time these days, Jason.
Amen.
Right?
Amen. And Jesse, you were just saying, man, right? It's good to get back on a cruise.
Yeah, man. We want to thank you,
21 Disco.
Man. We're excited. We're so excited to be back on the cruise again. We had a phenomenal time on the inaugural disco cruise.
Yeah.
All right now.
We made some friends. I'm telling Henry, I'm telling it all. We had some friends.
Yep. You can't keep nothing, man.
It was just an awesome time. It was a great escape from the world, and we cannot wait to do it again. The fans.
I love it. Well,
that
listen.
Sounds great.
I think we're gonna need it, right? I think after everyone's going through all of this, nothing like the love and fun of a disco cruise to get out and bring spirits back up.
Jason, I think this
sir.
is perfect timing. I mean, February is going to be that time where everyone's going to feel free to get out and do some things again.
Right.
Desperation. Everyone's going to be desperate to get out. Look at this. I came in here and I was baby-faced. Look at me. This is what's happening.
Jason,
the lumberjack thing going on, man.
Yeah.
They cut mine off. Mine's about as thick as yours.
You had a good one going?
I had a nice one going, man.
Who
Hey,
made you
but Marvin, don't let him fool you. He turned his head to the side. His fade is tight, man. He got a problem.
I think he's seen his barber sometime.
Yeah.
He's seen his barber, man.
Yeah. I may have married her. I don't know how that worked out, but
Yeah, I needed to marry a beautician, Jason.
Listen, gentlemen, I know we could banter, and that's exactly what we're going to do. But I'd love to start off by directing something right there at Henry. You are obviously a founding member of the Spinners. Tell us a little bit about the good old days, about the band getting together.
Oh, yeah. Well, back in the day, we started out back in 1954. And
It's amazing.
we went from there with Felipe and all the guys, Bobby and Billy and everyone, and Purvis Jackson and Henry Fambro.
Right on.
How did you guys get together?
Oh, we got together a long time ago, man, because we was friends before we started singing together, you know. We lived in the same neighborhood and everything. And once we started singing and once we started rehearsing, things just fell right in, you know. Things fell right in place, just like a puzzle.
And you guys were just outside of Detroit, is that correct?
Ferndale.
I think we might have a little delay.
Yeah, we're in Ferndale, Michigan.
Ferndale, Michigan. Got it. And you were originally not called the Spinners, though. You were called something else. What was the initial name?
Yeah, we started in Ferndale, Michigan, right outside of Detroit.
And what was the initial name?
The initial names?
Yeah.
Was it the Spinners?
Before the Spinners, what was your group known as?
Domingos.
The Domingos.
Domingos.
And how did you
Domingos?
And how did you decide to switch it to the Spinners?
That's a good question. I think it had something to do with Bobby, didn't it, Henry?
Yeah,
The
he
name
was asking how the
did,
name was changed
and
to the Spinners.
we started having interviews, and everybody started calling us the Junior Dominoes and everything else. So we switched to the Spinners, you know.
Right on.
Got it.
And Bobby's car, you know, Bobby's a car buff, so he had the hubcaps and the Spinners hubcaps.
Oh.
So he's the one that suggested we change the name over to the Spinners, and that worked.
Yeah.
That's
I
wonderful.
remember that conversation with Bobby once.
You had that conversation?
I'm quite sure. You keep cutting out.
Yeah.
Marvin, say it again.
Go ahead, Marvin.
I remember that conversation with Bobby. Bobby, we were on the tour bus. We used to do a lot of tour busing when Bobby was, God bless him, rest in peace, was with us. Bobby used to tell us quite a few crazy stories. And one of them was about how the name the Spinners became the Spinners because they were they did have another name. And that's how it came about. Bobby was a car buff.
Yeah, well, our other name was Domingos.
That's right. That's right. They went from the Domingos to the Spinners.
Yep.
And Henry, I guess you want to talk about why it went from the Domingos to the Spinners. I think you were telling us why it went from the Domingos to the Spinners. They were always calling us another name. They were giving us, they were always confusing them because it was the Dominoes, the Domingos.
Oh, they call us the Junior Domino. They call us the Flamingo. They call us everything, man. So we are Bobby and everybody. We decided to switch to the Spinners because it was different,
Sure.
That's right. That's right.
And it stuck. And thank goodness you did.
Absolutely. It was a great name.
So, Henry, if you don't mind, I'm going to go around the room a little bit. Ronnie, how did you come to be part of the Mighty Spinners?
Go ahead.
I was at home, and then I got a call from Mr. Marvin, and he said that.
Hey, Ronnie, how's it going, dude?
And he said that they needed to replace Bobby, which was they were doing the 4 for a while, and then they so what I did was, long story short, was I tried out, heard from Henry, and out of a bunch of guys, I got the job. But basically, I came in after Bobby passed.
And Jesse, how about you? First of all, you look very casual. You look very smooth. I like what you got going on here.
Let me take off my glasses, see what that boy got on.
He's all laid out. He's all laid out in front of a poster of himself.
Hey, Jason, a funny story about that poster right there. You got to remind me to you about it. I've been trying to steal that poster for a while.
I love it.
Jesse, how'd you come to be part of the Spinners, man? Tell us your background here.
How I joined the group. I was actually out of the biz. I'll try to tell it real fast.
Listen, we got time. There's nobody needs to be in a hurry for any of this. Take your time, gentlemen.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
yeah.
I was born a poor black child.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So we didn't have much in those days, but I had worked in
he used to walk to school.
Uphill both ways, right, Henry?
Right. No, but seriously, I had been out of show business for some time. I was working in a factory. Life was just not good for me. And a buddy had mentioned to me about Purvis passing away. And we were like, whoa, any bass singer knows who Purvis Jackson is.
Yeah.
And remember him back in the day, we used to sing, they were really saying 1245, but it was key. We were saying Cold 45. We were talking about the beer. But the Spinners was the first concert I ever saw when I was growing up. And it was around the time Purvis hit that note. I was loving Billy as a kid because he was the short, little chubby guy, He was bigger than the rest of them, but he was shorter, and he was still doing those moves. He really moved with a lot of energy, and I just love that. I love watching that. And right when Purvis hit that 1245, I said to my parents, Mom and Dad, this is what I want to do when I grow up. I had no idea that I would be blessed to actually be in that group, when I said that. Yeah. But that was the first concert I ever saw. That was the first group that inspired me to want to be a performer. So that in itself is just mind-blowing. It really is. I have a better chance of being an NBA player, and I have no basketball skills. Marvin will attest to that. But anyway, I heard about them looking for a person to come in and do Purvis's parts, and I reached out to my friend Henry Williams. Told me and Roquel, who's a member of the Four Tops. They urged me to reach out to Henry, so I reached out to Henry and to Nat. Of course, everybody's blowing Henry's phone up. So Henry doesn't even, I don't even know if he even got my initial call, but Nat Burgess reached out to Henry and said, hey, talk to this guy. You know, I think he might be back. Give him an audition. So I did the audition, and funny thing is, I wanted so badly to impress Henry. While I was there, not only was I singing, but I was doing steps to the show. I would get off from work at midnight. I was home by 1:30 in the morning. I'd be up till about 3, looking at YouTube videos, studying the steps, and trying to learn. So this is my chance. I'm going to impress the hell out of Henry, you know. And I'm dancing and I'm singing while he's telling me to do the parts. And he did say at first, he said, well, I want you to sing for right now. He said, if you can't sing, it doesn't matter if you can dance.
Yeah, fair enough.
I said, okay.
Yeah.
But still, I'm doing moves here and there. And when we played back, it sounded a little bouncy. You know, it sounded like a person that was jumping around and trying to sing. And it wasn't, I knew it wasn't going to work. And I said to Henry, because it was time to go. The next guy was there for his audition. He was pulling up in the driveway or whatever the pressure was that was being put on me by some other cats. They were trying to push me out the door. And I'm like, dude, you got to think fast. And I'm thinking about what Eminem said. You got to lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You never only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow, because opportunity comes once in a lifetime. I will never be in front of Henry Fambro again if I blow this. So I said, Henry, I said, because I can tell we hit it off right away because we talked first. And there was like this kind of sensei grasshopper thing going on that I felt. So that made me feel really comfortable before we got to the singing. So I said, Henry, are you familiar with the Tramps? Silly question. He said, yeah,
right.
I am.
Rhetorical.
Right. So I start singing, dear, when you smiled at me.
Uh-oh.
You haunted me from the start. So I do that, and I do the whole,
Hey,
the whole riff.
you told him to take his time, didn't you?
No, I'm
dig it. So Henry thought about it for a minute. He stood there. Meanwhile, it's like the pressure's on me to get out the door for the next guy to audition. What I recorded was not going to get me in the group. Henry thought about it for a minute, and he made the call. He said, you know what? Go wind that tape back. We're going to give him another shot. And the guy's like, what? You know? But my friend's the next guy auditioning. I won't say the guy's name. My friend's auditioning next. Let's get this dude out of here. Henry said, no. He said, rewind the tape back. And said, this time I want you to just sing. You know, I don't want you to move or anything. Just sing and let go. And I redid the parts. And then it was a long wait. But before I leave, of course, you're going to ask, so when will you be making the decision? He said, oh, give me a couple weeks. Give me a few weeks, and then we'll know. I called him 4 weeks later. I called him 6 weeks later, 7 weeks. He got tired of me calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting tired of me calling. He's like, he said, guys are coming out of the woodwork right now. So I'm like, oh God. He said, I'll let you know. He said, everything except if you call me again, it won't be you, you know. So I left it alone. And finally, just at the perfect time, when I'm literally in life hanging off the edge of that cliff, I just lost a job. It's Christmas, Thanksgiving, Christmas time, and you got a family and all that.
Pressure's mounting.
And instead of worrying, I just had faith. I just believed that something great was going to happen. I believed that this was going to happen. And sure enough, in the middle of singing and dancing and having fun with my family, Henry Fambro called. And I dropped the phone, and I picked it up, I answered, put up my professional voice, and he said, hey, you know, congratulations. Actually, Bobby and I talked. He said, congratulations, you're one of us now. And I said, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And when I hung the phone up, man, I just collapsed, dude. I said about 100 hallelujahs. And
oh, that's great.
I've been happy ever since. Never looked back. And it's been over a decade being with the guys, being with Ronnie, being with Marvin, being with Henry, and it still feels new. It hasn't worn off. I'm not tired of it. I still love every time we get to go on stage. Still enjoy signing the autographs and talking to the fans. It's a wonderful experience. I'm in the middle of a dream come true. But
Henry, how does that make you feel?
But say it again.
I was asking Henry how that makes Henry feel.
Oh, that makes him feel good. I remember, yeah, I felt good about it, you know, because when he first went on the stage with us and we came out, we was in that dress room, I had to tell him to kind of cool down a little bit. He was hitting everything so hard, you know. Like he wanted to jump out the building. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you got to slow down a little bit.
Smooth, brother, smooth.
Wait a minute, Henry. We still had to tell that man to slow down. Are you kidding me?
It's so exciting, man. I mean, shoot, it's that's a lot to take in. You know, it's very exciting. It pumps me up. You know, I don't know. I'll be toned down for the disco cruise, Henry. I promise.
Yeah, right. Nobody tones down for the disco cruise.
No,
right.
They do not do that, Jason.
How about you, Marvin?
Well, that young man down there on the bottom right got me the audition, Mr. Jesse Peck. After he got in the group, they were looking to replace someone. I'm not going to mention who it is.
No need to.
But they were looking to replace someone, and I was auditioned. And I'm not going to tell you a long story because I don't need to. As soon as they seen me, they said, "That's the guy."
Oh my God, is that a dig, Marvin? Are you throwing shade my way there, buddy?
They were pretty confident. They knew that I was the guy that they wanted, Jason. So unlike Jesse and Ronnie, I didn't have to go through a whole lot of the waiting and stuff. I did one audition and then we did another audition. Bobby flew down. Flew up from Florida to make sure that Henry was making a good suggestion. You
Sound
know,
call.
They have to call. I can see the guy live. So we flew Bobby up. Bobby rehearsed with us for what, Jesse? About for a week, I think.
For about a week.
Yeah, at least 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And by the time we left there, we had some great harmonies. You know, they were really impressed with my harmony.
Right.
I was able to blend real well, and they was like, "Well, you don't have to worry about anything else. We just want you to blend." They were really impressed with my blend. The funny thing about that, and Henry, I guess Henry can talk on this because Henry called me. It was probably like the guys were saying. It must have been 2 or 3 weeks later because I didn't get that call right away. He called me. It must have been about 11 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
Yeah, he was still dangling.
Just
yes,
dangle.
Yes.
Henry doesn't need to make snap decisions. That's Henry.
Dangling
Right.
that gold. He was dangling that gold.
Take a half a year if he wants to.
Yeah.
Just dangling with me.
He is the spinner. He can do whatever he wants.
Marvin. I said, "Hey, Marvin, this is Henry. Hey, man, how you doing?"
Yeah, let him tell this. Let him tell this part. Go ahead.
Tell the story, Henry. Tell the story.
Yeah, I said, "Marvin, this is Henry. How you doing, man?" "Hey, man. Hey, how you doing, man? You all right, Henry?" I said, "I'm fine, man. How you doing?" "All right." He said, "I got some news for you." "What's that?" I said, "I think you're going to be a spinner if you want to." "If I want to? What you mean if I want to?"
If you're interested.
No, hey, Jason, let me tell you how he dangled it. Before he said this, let me tell you how his voice was. He was like, "Marvin." You know, it was a real sad voice, right?
Yeah.
Marvin. You know.
Sorry to break it to you.
You know, we was thinking about you, and we thought a whole lot about you. And you know, you sounded pretty good. And I just want to let you know, you in the group. So he was really dirty. He was really dirty. He was making it sound like, look here, you know, you did well, but we're gonna bring someone else in, you know.
Listen, the Spinners is a legendary group. You know, you can't just be having anybody in the group.
Very true. This is
Right.
What were you saying, Henry?
So Henry, tell him
I
what.
said when I called him and
told
talked to him, I said, "Hey, Marvin, you all right, man?" He got real quiet. I guess he thought I was like, "No, man, we're not gonna want you, you know." But I said, "Hey, man, you cool, man. I think you're gonna be in." "Hey, man, you got good to hear, man."
I fell to the floor, man. I fell right to the floor, and he said, "I think you in. I think you in." And then this is what he did. He said, "Don't you tell nobody. Don't tell nobody that you in the group, you know."
Guess what? he made a mistake and called me back.
I called.
Hey man,
I'm in the spinners.
So I'm calling. So Jason, I had to call my mom. So I called my mom. I said, Mom, I think I just got with the spinners. And I said, okay, I got to call my best friend. I got to call my best friend.
Whose name is Henry?
I accidentally called Henry. And I'm like, Henry. I'm like Nathan. Nathan is one of my best friends, right? I'm like, Nate, I got in the spinners. Henry says, no, this is Henry.
and you're no longer
And
in the spinners.
now you're out of the spinners.
Yeah.
It was nice knowing you.
Yeah. You had a really good 2-hour run.
I know.
Yeah, good run. It was a good run.
I swear to God, I can't believe I'm still in the group right now because
Neither can we, Marvin. Neither can we.
I can't believe I'm still in the group right now.
Neither can we.
He should have known what was going to be happening from forward on, that I was going to be a mess.
Henry, do you recognize that Marvin is a mess?
Yeah, when I first met Marvin, I couldn't see him but teeth. Smiling from head to toe, man. I said, hey man, you all right, man? Yeah, man, I'm fine, man. How you doing? I'm fine. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
He knew that smile was going to look pretty on stage.
That's what, yeah. Henry, question for you, sir. 66 years, basically, of the spinners.
Yes.
66 years.
Man,
What is it? That's unbelievable, man. That's unbelievable. We're in a day and age where people can't make it 10 minutes. What's it feel like to know that you've been in the business and been up for 66 years? Oh.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay, now I can hear you. Yeah, I had to change rooms.
No problem. I was asking you about what it feels like to have made it 66 years in the business at the level that you've made it. You guys are, you're Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees, you're Michigan Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. it just goes on and on. What's it like to look back?
It's a great run. It's a great run.
Yeah, more than a run, sir.
About the guys that's with me now. It's feel like they've been here all along.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you.
That's the way it feels. It feels like they've been here all along because when they came in, everybody looked like everybody just fell into place. Everybody just fell right into place. And when Bobby and Billy and all of them had to leave, everybody just stepped right in and kept on going. Especially when we started routining.
And are you still having fun, sir?
I'm having a great time.
That's awesome.
I'm having a great
question,
time.
Jason. That's a great question.
Sometimes I look down on the corner and Marvin be smiling so hard. I think he look at find somebody in the order to smile at.
All I do is find a cute girl out there and smile, man.
I know that's right.
So tell me something.
Bobby taught me a whole lot of tricks.
Henry, what's it like going on stage now? What's it like going on stage now?
It's the same as it was. It's the same as it was because with Billy and Bobby, when we got taught our routines and everything, we had to go through all that stuff. And so when the new guys came in, they just stepped right in. Yeah. Just stepped right in. And I had to stop Marvin from smiling so much, so everything was cool.
I can see that would hold the group back a little bit.
Yeah, it just held it back so much, Jason.
I know you've been looking for another member.
Man. That's why we don't work so much. We don't work at all.
Henry, when we called you and asked you about the cruise, did it turn you off that we asked if Marvin had to come? I said, do we have to? Can you leave Marvin?
No, well, I'll just sneak him on.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
I'll sneak him on and put him in a room by himself.
An inside cabin, and he can stay there and think about what he's done.
I really appreciate you guys waiting on me to get a little better. I still got my nose a little running and stuff. And
no, all good, man.
I'm much better though. Much
Yeah.
feeling real good.
Where everything feels just like it has always felt, because
That's amazing.
everybody now is a great bunch of guys, and everybody is professionals, and everybody can look out there and smile. You can tell they're enjoying themselves on stage, and the audience has accepted them 100%.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. I mean, I can speak on behalf of the cruises, of the charters, and say absolutely. You know, we fill these cruises full of A-list celebrity talent from the different genres and decades and whatnot. And you know, it's tough, especially if it's a group, to keep every member together for all the reasons. Obviously, there's myriad reasons why that's difficult, from health and, you know, other things.
Right.
But audiences are very honest. You know, as you guys all know, audiences are very honest, and they'll let you know.
They'll let you know if they don't like you.
Yeah, they'll let you know quick. They'll let you know quick.
Yes.
I'm going to ask the other guys, but I want to ask you first, Henry. When you were on the disco cruise, I know obviously the groups we had on with you, those are friends. Those are people you've performed with and around for years and years. Is it kind of like old home week to get everybody back together like that?
Yeah, when you go on a cruise like that, man, and you see the old friends, and you watch them on stage, and they out there watching you on stage, and it's just like the old days. They're like the old days.
And what about you? Any one of you guys can grab this. What's it like to go out there? And I mean, obviously you guys are phenomenal in your own right, so I don't mean any disrespect by this, but you know, when you are out there and you see, you know, Earl with the Tramps, and you see some of these guys that have been doing it for such a long time at such a level, what's it like?
You know, I can't wait to get back to see these guys. You know, you got Kool in the Gang, you got Rose Royce coming.
On the 21,
you got Devilish Champagne King, you got KC and the Sunshine Band. We're gonna be mingling with all of these guys, man, and gals, and we're gonna have a great time. You know, we're gonna be on there for a whole week, just mingling and having fun, and reminiscing, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Marvin.
Yes, sir.
Did I tell you that I'm replacing you?
Well, he told you anyway.
Wait a minute.
He knows that.
This is the perfect time to tell me, Henry. Perfect.
He brought you to a public place where you can't freak out, and he just broke up with you in the kindest way possible.
So I guess I won't see you, Jason, on the cruise,
but it's
man.
good to see you now. Ronnie, you're trying to stay quiet up there, and I see you.
You have to watch out for Ronnie.
The strong silent type. The strong silent type. I see him up there.
See, those little quiet guys, you have to watch out for them.
Those are the dangerous ones.
Those are the ones.
Yes.
Especially if they got if they're quiet and they got a man bun. No, that's danger. That's danger right there.
Watch out.
And he got a man bun.
Watch out now. Ronnie,
at you, man.
Yeah, Ronnie, what are you doing with your days right now? Obviously, we're all in a little bit of a situation with all that's going on. How are you staying busy?
Yeah, home friend.
I'm in my studio, and I'm doing a lot of recording. And from the recording, I'm in my backyard working and chopping trees and doing that kind of thing.
Chopping trees.
Chopping trees.
He's chopping trees.
Hey,
I really say that.
I did really bushes.
Henry's not buying that for a second.
He's not buying it at all.
Hey man, I'm just trying to make it. I'm trying to make it right. You know, make chopped
2 trees yesterday. I'm gonna chop 1 today.
He down there in Georgia bushes.
Yeah.
He said he chopping trees.
Oh my God. Hey, he out there climbing trees.
Hey, you have to show
why
these.
you let him stay quiet, man. Leave Ronnie alone.
I know.
Put him up,
Ronnie
Ronnie. Put him
alone,
up,
man.
chopping trees, man.
I know.
There you go.
Ronnie's got those tree chopping cannons.
Yeah.
He got them callus on his foot.
Yeah.
Ronnie, when we sat down and I looked at you, that was the first thing I thought. I was thinking, that's a man who's chopped a few trees right there. That's a tree chopper right there.
That just gives him more and more to talk about me. That's
This
all.
is true. This is
They
true.
love to talk about me.
Marvin, how
I
are you
love
staying
these
busy?
dudes.
How you
I
staying
miss
busy,
them.
Marvin?
I miss them so much.
Oh, that's
so,
cool.
Yeah, and I call them
Right,
up, and
right.
then they
Did you
laugh.
finish? Did you finish your deck out there? I know you're doing a
Yeah, I
deck.
did. I
Oh,
sure
you finished
did.
up? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you were doing a deck out there. It was looking pretty good from the last picture I seen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
So
Yeah.
Marvin, other than hoping you still have a job, how are you staying busy?
Yeah. Watching a whole lot of TV. I ain't gonna lie.
What are you watching? What are you binging? What's your guilty pleasure?
Man. I have to say, man, I'm a big sitcom fan. I love Everybody Loves Raymond
Yeah.
and King of Queens. And there's and I'm also a pretty big movie buff. I love the 70s movies, so I try to go back retro, watch a lot of the 70s movies when Pam Grier was back in her day. When Pam. Oh, I love me some Pam Grier. Yeah, so a lot of Foxy Brown and stuff like that, you know. Blackula. Have you ever heard of Blackula?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Come on, that's legend.
Watching a whole lot of throwback movies. It's been fun, actually, you know. And messing around with the keyboard, just a little bit, just playing with the keyboard a little bit.
Keep the chops up.
Keeping the chops up. Staying on Facebook quite a bit. You know, my girlfriend is in California. She stays in San Francisco, so we're practicing social distancing.
Yes. Yes, you are.
I'm in Michigan, so it's about 2,200 miles away. Nice little social distancing right now.
Yeah.
All right now.
Before I go down to Henry and Jesse, Ronnie, where are you right now? Where are you located?
In Atlanta.
You're
Outside
in jail.
Jail.
I am in jail.
That's why he's got the outdoor exercise part of this. That's what he gets. Yeah.
Right,
It's called
right.
rec time. Yeah. You're in Atlanta, okay. And Jesse, you just muted us, but Jesse, when you unmute, where are you located? Jesse, can you hear us yet?
You're asking where I'm located?
Yeah, where are you dialing in from?
I'm dialing in from, shout out to my baby Gina in Houston. I love you. I am in Inkster, Michigan. I'm near the airport.
Okay, you're out in Michigan as well. And Henry, how about you, sir? Are you still in Michigan?
Yes, I'm in Troy, Michigan.
You're in Troy. Okay. And what are you doing to stay busy, sir?
Oh man, I listen to my spirituals. I'm a gospel buff, so all of my Dixie Hummingbird, Sensation and Nightingales, and
Yeah.
I be listening to all that good stuff, once I grew up with them,
I just had a wonderful interview with Gerald Alston, and
okay.
And the Manhattans, the rest of the guys as well. But
What's up, Gerald? What's up, Gerald?
yeah, love those guys, man. And Gerald obviously comes from gospel roots and has done a lot of gospel in his day.
Right,
so he was
well,
saying the
just
same
about
thing.
everybody that's out there came from gospel.
It's a lot of that, right? Coming from the church, and that's where a lot of folks
mhm.
learn to sing, right? Or
Right, everybody out there came from gospel.
Yeah. How about you, Jesse? How are you staying busy?
Thank God for voice work. I still do commercials. In fact, I was an agent that kept calling and interrupting. Sorry about that.
No, you're
I
good.
do commercials that go all over the country. I'm on my second audiobook. My first audiobook was Grace, Mercy, and Faith. That was released about 3 weeks ago. And now by the same author, Lance Dixon, I'm doing the second audiobook called Spiritual Martial Arts. So very empowering book. So enjoying that. That keeps me real busy too. Looking forward to the new Spinner album, which we're beginning to set some dates and times up. And
Wait a minute. Bomb drop with the new Spinners album. Let's talk about it, boys. Let's talk about it.
Well, we right now it's just in the getting some songs together. That's what that is now. Researching,
Is it new music or is it reboot?
It's gonna be mixed. It's gonna be mixed, but mostly new.
And
because most of my guys are new,
Sure. As you create new music, and first for you, Henry, as you create new music, do you try to stay true to the original Spinners sound, or do you try to develop?
Yes, you have to. You have to stay.
I agree.
You have to stay true to that because your audience expects that. You know, it's just like you having a special artist that there, and if they come out with a new song sounding like somebody else, you're gonna be kind of upset. You know.
Listen, I've talked about this with so many artists, and it is so unbelievably true. Exactly what you're saying, that you know, people have a sound, right? They know a specific song, they know how that, they know the bridge, they know the hook, they know the whole 9 yards. And if you come out and slip something extra,
the thing about it, they know when you first started out there recording, okay?
Exactly.
And they always go back to them first songs that you put out on wax. And our first song was "That's What Girls Are Made For" a long time ago.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we had that type of harmony, you know.
66 years of it, to be exact. That's a long time to develop a sound. Most people don't make it 66 minutes. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, well, I swear a bunch of guys that fell right into place. Well, voice-wise.
But let's ask another question. Let's go back farther. What do you think it is about the Spinners sound that has allowed the group and the music to exist the way it's existed for so long, so prominently?
Different sound. It's a different sound, voice-wise and everything. Because if you go back and put "That's What Girls Are Made For" on, our harmony is different from any group that's out there.
And why is that?
Because Harvey Fuqua, our first manager, put us together.
Got it. He built. You were built that way.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. And we put our voices out there, and we kept that in mind as we learned. We kept that in mind as we got on stage, because he taught us a lot of stuff that the Moonblower used to do, you know, long time ago. So all that's been in the back of our mind, you know.
Yeah. And as the young guns here make their way into the group, you were saying effortlessly they fell in right into the spots. You know, they fit right in.
Yeah. Well, Marvin got 2 left legs, but he's okay.
Marvin can't dance to save his life, and
Jason Henry knows I'm the best dancer.
Wait a minute! Now we're Jesse wants to fight now. Jesse wants to fight.
Jesse, he might have a little something to say about it, but he knows also.
This is why Ronnie's in jail. He's tired of your nonsense. This is what's going on. This is.
Ain't nobody. I hereby challenge Marvin to a dance contest on the Disco Cruise. February 2021, baby. Be there or be square.
I am gonna get my 80s thing together. I'm gonna get my 80s outfit together, my bell bottoms, my long collar shirt. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be ready this year.
All right, brother. Bring it on.
Ready.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here.
Well, don't forget to bring your voice with you.
One thing I want to say about
Henry is a mess.
Yeah, Henry's dropping him.
Henry is. Oh my God.
Henry's here to keep you crazy kids in line.
This is what we have to deal with in the green room. We have to deal with this in the green room. Oh, weekend.
All right, everybody's good. Everybody's good.
How many? With all this shenanigans we're going through right now, did you guys lose a lot of dates or postpone?
No, not at all.
We had
a lot of people pushed back, is what they were.
Pushed back. Got it.
Yeah, they were pushed back, not canceled, but pushed back.
Yeah. But most of them have been pushed back to a later date. They've been rescheduled. So
right, we had a very heavy schedule this month, you know. So
got it.
We were looking forward to this month. I know.
One thing about it, we didn't lose anything. We gained, really.
Sure. You get extra dates coming.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
When we go back to work, we're going to be super busy.
Yeah, listen,
we're going to be super busy, which is fine with me.
Super busy. We're going to be super busy once it opens back up.
I can't wait.
Amen to that. Amen to that. In a normal year, Henry, how many dates do you like to do a year in a normal year?
As many as I can. Seriously.
I hear you.
Can, you know, because if we had to go out every other day, I'll be happy with that, you know.
Yeah.
What's a normal workload for the Spinners right now? Not right now.
Oh man, I'll let Jesse tell you.
I don't know. I think we're doing at least at least
It's
65 dates a year, right? Am I
A
right,
lot of
guys?
dates.
Yep. Yep.
at least
Yeah,
50
this
plus. Yeah.
That's a
yeah,
lot
this
of
year was
dates.
going to be phenomenal before COVID hit, you know. But
I
yeah,
mean,
That's a low end right there.
I was going to say you're
yeah.
talking 6, 7, 8 a month. That's a lot of concerts.
Well,
This
a lot of dates where it's
Yeah,
more than that within a
about
month.
50
Where we're
plus.
happy to see those.
It's normally between 50 and 60, somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
Well,
That's quite
there
a
was
bit.
a time when they didn't cancel the date. They just rescheduled
Yeah.
them. You know.
Yeah. So I'm
This year
assuming you
was
guys
supposed
have
to be a
most things
crazy
set in
year for us.
September. Probably what,
September,
September-ish?
October,
Yeah.
going up into Christmas.
Yeah.
We're looking at September as going to be a lot of those dates that were canceled. They're going to be
Sure,
bringing those
yeah.
dates back. September is
September, October, yeah.
yes,
Right.
yes.
There's
We're
potential for September and October to be two of the greatest entertainment months in the history of the genre, because every
Yes.
comedian, every artist, every band, every singer,
Yep.
every solo, every
But you know
group
what?
is
The
going to
fans
hit.
are going to be starving too, though.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
The groups
And
are
it
starving,
goes straight
but the
into
fans
November.
are starving.
Yeah. Oh,
The
absolutely. I
fans
couldn't
straight
agree
into
more.
starving.
I
So
couldn't
it's
agree
going to
more.
be enough out there for everybody to eat. Everybody's going to eat well. You know?
Oh yeah, oh
Yes,
yeah.
everybody's going to eat well. Everybody's all of these performers are chipping at the bit, but all of the fans are too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the fans are
Everybody.
itching to get back, man.
They are ready to be entertained, and we're ready to
We
give
can't
it to them.
wait. We cannot wait to entertain
We're
our
itching. We're going
fans.
crazy trying to get to y'all.
Yeah,
Believe
it's great.
that.
People are, in the cruising industry, obviously everything is shut down. So the cruising industry gets hit hard.
Of course.
And charter cruises or theme cruises like the disco cruise isn't regular cruising. It's a very different game. So you can't compare them, but you can look at trends. And it's very
Yes.
interesting when you talk to people in cruising right now that are on the business side of it. Cruising, regular people are buying regular cruises at an alarmingly high rate right now for 2021.
Right.
To your point about people like, I just want to get back to normal. Like, I
They-
want to get back to the world.
Man, they are they're itching at the bit, and I am one of them. I'm one of them.
Yeah,
Man.
I know, I think we all are.
Are you kidding me?
Well, that's one thing about being an entertainer, and you get booked on the cruises. That's a little special, you know,
Yeah.
because you got
Yeah.
people to go around. You go around the country, different venues, you know,
Yeah.
and you work, and you come behind you. Some of your good friends is working in front of you or behind you,
Yeah.
and going on stage, and you know what I mean. So
Oh,
and when
yeah.
you get on stage, you get to another state or get to another city, they got to tell you about it, you know. So that's good.
When you look at all the performances you guys have done all over the world, I'm not asking for a favorite, but are there states or specific venues that you just really look forward to going to every year?
Well,
let me go first.
when we first started
ahead.
out, we used to look forward to going to New York at the Apollo Theater, and the Apollo, the Howard Theater in Washington D.C., St. Louis, and California. You know, so the thing just fell into place, you know, and everything back then, people waited for you, and
Sure.
so you had most of the sellouts, you know.
Sure. Jesse, what about you? You want to say something?
Well, no, since being in the group, I mean, the second favorite show venue that we've done for me was the British Virgin Islands, and we opened up for Fantasia there. We had our own villas. It was just beautiful. We were right on the
very
ocean.
cool.
Never forget that. That was wonderful. But for me personally, my favorite venue, and you'll know why when I say it.
Only get one, Jesse.
It's all one thing. It's the cruise. It's the disco cruise. It's the Soul Train cruise.
Oh, the disco crew. There you go.
Why, Jesse? I'll tell you why. Well,
why is that, Jesse?
Well, because we are on the ship for days, for a week or more.
Yes.
You're surrounded by people who love you. You're surrounded by the fans. We get to talk to them, interact with them. You know, it's really a nice experience. You've got the beautiful scenery. You know, you've got the great music. We're surrounded by iconic groups. And to answer your question earlier, a lot of those guys are our friends from those groups.
Yeah.
And that's amazing to me. We even have some of their phone numbers. We stay in touch, you know. Different members are close with different guys from different groups, but it's a wonderful brotherhood to be a part of. It's quite surreal. And then being surrounded by all the fans, the people who just want to love you all day long and all night. It's a wonderful experience. I absolutely love doing the cruise. I love it. That's why I participate in everything.
That's a
you can't get away from the fans on the cruise. You can't get away from. You can't get away from. You know what I love? I love breakfast on the cruise, man. Because man, for the one fact, I love breakfast anyway. But
clearly,
you're there mingling with all the fans. They're right with you, and they come up with you. They come up to you, and they're very pleasant. They're not they're not being aggressive or anything. And
theme cruise fans tend to be pretty good people.
Man, they really are. So, and I just love the breakfast, because they'll come up, they just want to say hi to you, and I love that part of the cruise. I actually do. That's one of the part of the cruises that I love.
It's unique, right? It's unique in that when you typically perform in real life on land, you do your show and then you go back into the dressing room or the green room after, and you change, you get in a car and you go home, or you
can't do that on a
bus
cruise
or on a plane or on the cruise. Yeah, exactly. You're all together, and and here's a testament to you guys, though. Henry and all you guys as the spinners, we're very particular when we are putting our cruises together for exactly that reason. If an artist is wonderful, but we know they're not necessarily good people, but we know they're not going to be a good ambassador, to exactly all of your points. When you wake up in the morning and go to breakfast, the guests are there. The fans are there.
You don't want to stand office or anything, and
we can't have you being untoward,
over the years, I've listened to some people that did interviews with different artists, and they were saying things like the artists are standoffish and they're selfish and all that stuff. I don't understand that.
I don't either.
I really don't. But you can't
we're
make it without your fans.
We're entertainers. We're here to entertain. That's what we do. That's what we do. That is what we're born for, is to entertain. And it just doesn't mean singing all the time.
That's right.
Hey, Marvin, you mentioned breakfast on the cruise ship. My greatest moment of breakfast, one of my greatest moments on the disco cruise, having breakfast. I want to say it was disco, not Soul Train. I'm sitting there having breakfast in the morning, and I hear this familiar voice standing over me saying, "Great job last night, young man." I'm like, listen, either way, I look up, and it's Clifton Davis.
Okay.
How cool is that, man?
Yeah.
Just to have moments like that, it's just incredible. Or being on the dance floor with the whispers while the DJ's playing "Keep on Loving Me," and on the part where Scotty says, "Squeak, squeak, I'm doom 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 me." I turned around to Scotty. I said, "Hey, Scotty." He said, "Yeah." I said, "What's that mean?" Just like the song. And he sang, "That means I'll never give up." It's moments like that. You just come on, man.
They're magical, man. They're magical.
Well, and it's kind of interesting because on the cruises, there is something to be said where, one of the things that we do, and this is, behind the curtain, but as we are building what each cruise is going to look like, so Disco 2021, it's not necessarily just individual act. We're also putting, they're from the same area. I know they know each other. We're trying to build it in a way where there's a camaraderie amongst the entertainers as well.
Right.
Because that also leads to a lot of great moments, right?
Yes, it does.
On this last disco cruise, we had the Jacksons on, and I was talking to the Jacksons, and unannounced, Clifton was on board. And Clifton wrote for the Jacksons back in the day. He wrote a couple of their big hits, big monster hits. Know that. Yeah. Okay. Clifton wrote some monster hits. And all of a sudden he stands up in the back with a question for Marlon. I was one-on-one with Marlon at the time. And Marlon was like, "Clifton!" But it just created that moment, to your point, right? Where
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very, very cool. Well, gentlemen, I've taken a ton of your time, almost an hour, matter of fact, and I do appreciate it. So, but before we get out of here, and Henry, I'm going to end with you, so you can quip, but you don't get to answer yet. I'm going to start with Ronnie because he's had so much to say. I guess I'll give him a couple more seconds. Obviously, everyone's
I
going.
tell you what about right there, and one thing about it,
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
go cut a tree, you know.
Exactly. So I'm just going to go. Ronnie, what would you share with people during this time? Obviously, we're all going through something a little bit unique. The whole COVID-19, the quarantine, the whole 9 yards, and some people are freaked out. Some people don't care. Like we have all spectrum of folks, but all of you seem very well adjusted. You seem like you're handling this in stride. What would you share with people out there?
Reset.
Great word.
Is kind of like the topic because this time it gives you time to really dig into yourself and find out who you really are and why you are where you are. And because a lot of people tend to do things and they don't really think how they did it, what got them there, or why. And so you get my thing is this is reset. You get a chance to just sit back, reset your life, and all the things that was negative or wrong, you get a chance to correct it and be a better person.
Great word. Great message. Jesse?
Wow, I like what Ronnie said. What I was still going to say is compassion at a time like now, where we are kind of made to be paranoid of one another, where we're told to stay so many feet away from each other. I think compassion would be something I'd like to share with everyone, of course, to share with each other. And by saying that, I mean looking out for a neighbor, calling and checking on a loved one, that friend, or even an associate you haven't spoken to, someone who may need help but won't speak out, certainly may not ask you. Compassion for one another. Let's use this time of distancing as a time to, at a distance, embrace. So reach out to someone. Let's check on each other. Look out for each other. Let's make some amends. And I really love what Ronnie said. That was very well said, Ronnie. Let's add compassion to that. Compassion for one another, fellow man.
Thank you, Jesse. Marvin, what you got?
Well, I have a T-shirt that probably could explain it a little better, but I can't go in and show it to you. But it just says "Smile, man." You know.
Right on. I like that.
and he always say I'm smiling, but you know,
it's a Jamaican shirt. Yeah, smile, man.
Face can make someone else smile. During these hard times, you just need to smile, man.
We need to smile, right on.
Don't worry about a thing, because everything is this is Bob Marley talking.
I literally was just gonna say that. Yeah, every little thing
is gonna be all right.
You're all right, man.
Right. And so I would like to say, you know, make sure you just keep a hold of your family and make sure your family is taken care of, and your friends, and smile, and everything is gonna be all right.
That's right. Right on.
Great message. Great message. And Henry, take us home, sir. I know there's a lot of folks out there who look up to you, who love you guys, and any messages for your fans or all the folks out there?
Well, the message that I have, and it's going to be this way from now on, when I see my fans, I see our fans out there, and some of them is older people now, you know? And you get a chance to interact with them, and they take you back to the days when you was younger and they was younger. So you get a chance to hear what they felt, and you think about what you did on stage back then and how happy you were just to be out there. You know what I mean?
Remembering the great moments, and just remembering it's we've all had a lot of good times. I think that's a great message.
Oh, yes.
That's a great message.
Well, bring back a lot of good memories.
Amen to that.
And you know what?
Yes,
back
sir.
in the day, like right now, back in the day, and when a couple of my guys are gone, you know, my original guys are gone.
Yes, sir.
But back in the day, you had fans that was so dedicated, man, you know. And some of them are still here, and they will let you know that, you know, hey, I've been a fan of the Spinners since y'all had, that's what girls are made for. I said, damn, you know.
Right, right.
That's
So
a minute.
beautiful, you know.
Yeah.
We're going to redo that song, Henny. That's what girls
Yes,
are made.
we are.
We're doing that
Yep,
song.
we're gonna redo it. And
Yeah,
make
I
Marvin
was just
sing.
thinking that too. Yeah, we need to
Yes.
redo that one.
We have to do that song.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
so. I'm sure that all those fans and all the original fans, all the burgeoning fans, and all the new fans would look forward to that. I'm sure that the news that there's some new Spinners music coming out is great news for a lot of folks out there.
Right.
I'd count me among
Hey,
them.
hey, Purvis Jackson, you sound good, man.
My boy, my
Um,
boy.
By the way, the song that Clifton wrote, "Never Can Say Goodbye," for
Right.
the Jacksons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. One of the,
1971.
my
Can't
God.
say goodbye.
Yeah. Anyway,
You don't want
gentlemen, no need to say goodbye. Well, listen, I could sit and do this, but I know that you got stuff to do, and we all have quarantine duties. You know, Ronnie's got to go chop down a tree.
Yeah.
Jesse's got to go practice more. Got to go practice more laid back lion rug stances. Marvin's clearly got to go work on those dance moves because he's got a showdown with Jesse coming up here in a few months. And
Marvin's perfect. He doesn't have to work on anything.
and Henry, you got to go be with that lovely Norma, I'm sure. So
Thank you.
You on the cruise, Jason.
yeah, can't wait to see you guys again. And let's send a quick thank you and a shout to all of the fans that are watching. Again, I'm sitting here with the Spinners, and it's an honor, as always, to have some legends with us. I appreciate you tuning in. Please keep your eyes on this YouTube channel.
And we want to give a shout out to all.
We love you, fans.
Shout out to all our fans that's out there that still remember us, and we remember them. Okay.
And we
We
love
love you. We love
Listen,
you.
I can promise you this: Spinners music is getting people through some hard times right now. I can assure you of that. You are on a lot of playlists. You are on a lot of.
But that'll make people smile.
That's exactly. Smile, man. Well, it's a time for reset. It's a time for compassion. It's a time to smile, man, and to remember the good old days. So on behalf of the Spinners and your virtual cruise host, Jason, thanks for tuning in. Keep an eye on this channel for more content soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you.
Just
Thank
go
you.
cruise.
Thank you.
Let's go.
All right.
Now.